And here they come.
Here we go.
Loading into the capsule.
No, that's not my game face. That's my very, I'm very scurred face. SKURRRED. I was that. But I was also just wanting to get in there and get in the seat and get strapped in properly. You know, I didn't want to be the last one. I wanted to do everything correctly, but I was really concentrating on focus. These other guys, they're treating it like a runway. They're walking up, hi, they're ringing the bell. That was not me. I was like, ding, let's go. That was really how I felt. I know it's become a meme, and normally being a meme is never good, but I actually think these are hilarious. So you look at that, but please look at how I am when I leave. Please look at my face when I leave. I was so excited about what we had done, and that we had all pulled this off together, and that I had done something that just so terrified me, but I did it anyway. So look at me when I leave. That's the thing. That should become a meme. Let me just appreciate the ground for just a second. What's different between me and my other crewmates, I like saying crewmates, is that for all of them, this was a dream for them to do. This was never my dream. But you start thinking about it and what it represents. And, you know, I said at the beginning of the year I wanted to open up myself to new adventures. I was kind of referring to dating, but here we are. Open myself up to new adventures. And I thought, wow, think about the opportunity of this. I had great faith and trust in Blue Origin, so it wasn't that. But it's just that I am a very nervous flyer. I don't get on a roller coaster. I don't like heights.
1, 2, 3, take us space!
I have never been more proud of my friend than today. Never been more proud, because this is bigger than just going to space. This is overcoming a wall of fear, a barrier. I think it's going to be cathartic in so many ways for her.
Oprah, she was there. She was getting emotional.
Yes. I don't think she was emotional because she was worried about my safety. I think she was emotional because she knew how difficult this was for me and that I pulled it off. I don't think it was like, oh my God, I hope it was not that, because you know, Oprah has a very good what we call Toby sense. And I said, do you feel good? Do you think I'm going to be okay? I've been asking her that for the last however many weeks. And she's like, I already said, you're going to be fine. So it wasn't that she was worried about that. It's just that she knew how worried I was. And to see me go and come back, I think that's what got to her.
Of course, the internet is interneting. The late night shows are doing their jokes.
Yes.
People are speaking out on social media.
Yeah.
What are you doing up there? It's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs.
That is the face of someone quietly cursing Oprah in her mind.
Think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? I'm disgusted, literally.
What is your answer to that, or your response to the haters?
Well, you know, this is what bothers me, because I've certainly read some of the things online coming from people that I know, that I like, that I consider friends. And this is what I would say to that. Space is not an either or, it's a both and. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. I mean, Jeff Bezos has so many ideas, and the people that are working there are really devoted and dedicated to making our planet a better place. That's number one. Number two, have you been? Have you been? If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation. Number three, please don't call it a ride. That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, you have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. You know, we duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous or something that's lighthearted. There was nothing frivolous about what we did and the machine that we were on, and what it took for the people to get that machine up and running, to get us up and get us back down safely. So, you know, I'm very disappointed and very saddened by it. And I also say this, what it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that. I've had so many women and young girls reach out to me, and men too, by the way, men too, that say, wow, I never thought I could do that, but I see you doing it at this stage of my life. Who would have thunk it? Not me. And how inspired they are. You know, one of my favorite people that I met is a guy named Tony. I have to post Tony's picture. He was the one that drove me that morning to the training center. And I was saying, oh my God, Tony, I just met Tony from Montana, 32 years old. And I was a little freaked out. I go, oh my God, today's the day. I'm so afraid, I'm so nervous. He goes, I would trade places with you in a minute. I go, in a minute? He goes, like right now, if they ask me to go, I go, why? He said, because this mission, this all-female mission is empowering. He used the word empowering, a 32-year-old, empowering, and it has a real soul, it has a real purpose. So I said, oh, do you have a daughter? He goes, nope, I don't have a daughter. I go, you don't have a daughter? He goes, nope, I'm living the bachelor life, apparently doing quite well in the bachelor life. No, I have a daughter. He said, but sometimes the biscuit is worth the biscuit. And I went, wow, sometimes a biscuit is worth the biscuit. And this is one of those. I saw him later that day. He goes, how was the biscuit? I go, it was real good, Tony. It was real good. And for the most part, the reaction has been very positive because people look at the bigger picture. There's always going to be some cranky Yankees. There's always going to be some haters. And I'm not even going to name check anybody because I know these people and like these people. I just want them to really, I was one of the people myself. Space, oh my God, but we have so much problem here. Educate yourself. Educate yourself is what I say. And tell me if you don't feel differently. I sure do.
Aw, look at that beautiful shot.
It taught me that you're setting an example for so many other people. I've had so many women my age, younger than me, who said, I would never do it. But now that I've seen you do it, I'm actually thinking about it. I actually think I can do this. I've had men that have come up to me that say, I don't know how you did it, but I'm actually kind of thinking about it. That's what I mean. That's why I think this is so exciting for so many people. Now, I know for us, for the loved ones who are watching you, it's very difficult because you go and you hear this big boom and then you disappear and that boom is real. We feel the boom, we hear the boom, that is real. So, there were some moments that you're like, okay, Jesus, don't forget about us. And guess what? Did not. Everybody at Blue Origin said they've never had a flight that was this flawless from beginning to end. Starting with the weather, they put up weather balloons in the morning so they can test the wind temperature. They know exactly where it's going up, exactly where it's coming down. Just think of the way that rocket, the booster, comes down and lands in that place with the precision that it did. So they had been testing all morning, monitoring the weather, monitoring the winds. So everybody at Blue Origin was very, very confident, very. It puts everything in perspective about how small we are. I mean, we've all been on commercial flights where it's 38,000 feet. We went well over 300,000 feet. It gets light and then it gets dark and then you see this neon blue line, which is a curvature of the earth, and you go, we came from there. I mean, it did make me feel, let's all do better, be better. I did have that moment because it's so precious. It's so precious. We don't have time for all of this negativity, was my feeling.